What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo Sports Center. Today we're going to be talking about the current state of the wide receiver position on the Buffalo Bills. And before I get started, I'm very divided. Of course, Brandon Beane goes on WGR and they're arguing and complaining about why they drafted so much defense and they left the wide receiver room, pretty much bare bones. I get it. You need more defense, but again, if you're Brandon Beane, you haven't won a Super Bowl. You have the best quarterback in the league time and time again. You continue to hire and keep these mediocre coaches. You don't really have much of an argument here. I mean, again, this wide receiver room is bad, and you haven't put together a defense, even though you draft fully defense every single year. That's good enough to win a Super Bowl. So let's get into the video. Let's just talk about the current receivers on the team, and then you guys will probably, understand why I'm so ticked off about this. Starting off, Khalil Shakir. Great receiver, slippery guy, would be a number 2 on almost every team in the league. A really good receiver, right? Then we have Elijah Moore, the new receiver on this team. We just signed him. Again, he was a Cleveland Brown. He's all right. Maybe he'll get some reps. KJ Hamler, I mean, come on. Caden Prather, who we just drafted, not going to make the team. Keon Coleman, not a bust per se, but one of those guys that we certainly expected a little more from last year. Curtis Samuel, okay, he kind of turned up towards the end of the year, but we're getting towards the end of the depth chart, and I'm not seeing too much talent. Tyrell Shavers, not a whole lot of NFL experience there. Joshua Palmer, okay, here's someone that we went out, we tried to improve the position. Laviska Shenault, another guy who, maybe could play a factor in this offense. And then Jalen Virgil, and that's it. That is all the receivers that the Bills have on this team right now. You guys see a problem here? Again, I get it. Josh Allen, he still will put up 30 points a game, and you're trying to improve the defense. But at the end of the day, I mean, what are we doing here? Again, you have the best quarterback in the league, and I get, you can't have the best player at each position, but this receiver room is bottom 3 in the league all day, hands down, bottom 3. Josh Allen is wearing the merch that says, everybody eats, and you could spin any world problem into a positive message, right? Everybody eats. You know what that really means? That means nobody feasts. Nobody on this offense is feasting because nobody's good enough to feast. And, Shakir, maybe he'll turn up to, be your number 1 receiver like, I do have him projected to be. And, he turns into a very solid receiver. Guess what I'm doing if I'm a defense? Double, triple covering him even like they did with Stephon Diggs because nobody else on this team is catching balls contested. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's getting open. The last, first half of last season, before we got Amari Cooper, nobody got open. You want to know why? Because Shakir was double teamed and nobody else has good moves. Nobody else has good footwork. Nobody else can get open downfield. It's a huge problem. And to brush it off like, oh, we're going to score 30 points anyway. I know we still have time to sign free agents. We still have time to make trades. But geez, I mean, this is just pathetic. This is a team that should have 2 to 3 Super Bowl rings in the last 5 years. And you want to know why they don't? Because the offense hasn't been good enough. Last year, the defense kind of let us down. But it ended up being the offense at the end of the day. And coaching has been just pathetic in the playoffs. Again, McDermott and his staff get outcoached every single playoff. They're good in the regular season. They're a top half coaching unit. I get it. But towards the playoffs and you play these experienced head coaches like Andy Reid, it just doesn't work out. So it's one of those things where, I sit here and I try to talk myself down and I'm like, it's fine. We got Josh Allen, we got James Cook, even if there's problems there, good offensive line. We could just use the run game. Why are we using the run game? Why are we relying on Josh Allen putting his body on the line every single 4th and 1? Every single 4th down, every single 3rd down and short, they put him, in a dangerous situation. Why are we trying to get our unicorn star quarterback hurt every single time when we could just add a couple receivers to this team? Maybe, dial down on the running backs, dial down on the linemen. Give Josh Allen somebody to zing the ball to. Again, I don't know if they're scared of having this diva-like figure like Stephon Diggs, but since Diggs has left, they haven't done anything. Again, you get Cooper, but you don't implement him in your offense at all. I don't understand it. It really just makes no sense what this team is doing, and you could say all you want. Well, there's nothing to complain about. This team makes it to the AFC Championship every other year. This team, makes it. It doesn't matter. If you're not winning the Super Bowl, it's a lost season, right? Like you look at these teams that get top overall picks, and they're going to flip around. Do you just want to be a divisional loss every single year? Oh, well, the regular season was fun. It doesn't work that way, right? If you're not winning the Super Bowl, what's the goal, right? And this what receiver room right now is not going to win you a Super Bowl. And if it does, Josh Allen's going to have to risk his life every single game, and that cannot happen. I mean, don't you want to preserve this quarterback? Every time Josh Allen takes off, I squint. Rookie Josh Allen, second year Josh Allen. Yeah, it's fun. He's hurdling people, but now we know he is a star player in this league. What the heck are we doing, Brandon Beane? Get this guy some help. It's really pathetic. And then in that AFC Championship game, again, fourth and one. Oh, let's just, QB sneak it. The refs aren't on your side. Why would you give them a chance? You had that game won twice, and they failed. And this team just drives me nuts. There are so many opportunities for, Super Bowl championships with this roster. They pissed them away. And again, for Brandon Beane to go on shows and, then he goes on Pat McAfee and, don't get me wrong, Brandon Beane's a great guy, but he goes on Pat McAfee and they're joking about the situation, like, oh yeah, whatever, I'm gonna be golfing, all off season, I gotta get ready for some events and blah blah blah. Dude, what are we doing? You have zero argument until you win a Super Bowl, and that goes for every single GM in the league. Don't talk to the fans, don't talk to the media like they have no idea what's going on, because if you're not gonna win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen as your quarterback, I don't know what to tell you. And it's getting to the point now where, like, we were, Beane and McDermott, they got us to the playoffs. They broke the drought. You got to go further than that now. You have Josh Allen, right? Am I nuts for saying that? Again, I get these people that say, McDermott, unless he really just has 2 missed playoff seasons in a row, he's got to stay. Why are we holding on? Why are we letting coaches hold us back? Why are we letting, weak position groups hold us back? You see teams that are in dynasties. The Patriots have done it. The Chiefs now have done it. They've rotated guys around. They've found a way. They've had great coaches. The Bills don't do that. The Bills have an opportunity with Josh Allen to have a dynasty, and they still do, right? Josh Allen's, in the beginning of his prime, but you cannot let this opportunity slip away because, 4th and 1 where Josh Allen gets his head taken off, all of a sudden you have Mitch Trubisky in at quarterback for the rest of the year and potentially for years to come, I don't know what this team's doing. I really don't understand the philosophy behind, making fun of the media, being offended by questions. You can't be offended by questions. If you're a GM in the league, you can't say, we got this under control. You don't have this under control. It's the same team as last year. Get that defense better. I get it. But the number one thing is maintaining Josh Allen's health. And this wide receiver room is going to make him scramble for his life all season long. Like the first half last season where nobody got open and he was, thrown to the wolves every single big opportunity. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, Beane's a great guy. McDermott's a great guy. But at the end of the day, this is football. And I'm at the point now where, like, this is the season. Like, if you guys can't get this done, if you guys can't take down Goliath this year, it's over, right? We got to move on here. It's now or never. And this receiving room is not going to get it done. So thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know if you think I'm right or wrong. Again, a long off season to go. I'm very excited to make Bills content this year. I'm fired up for this year. It's been a while since I've made a Bills video, so I'm excited about it. But again, a little bit nervous looking at this receiver core. Thank you guys for watching this video, and peace out.